Hi, Brock Anderson here, Hang Loose Outdoors. Your weekly tip this week, it's for the last week in June 2016. We're going to kind of switch pages here and go from fishing to land management. Fishing's been really good the last week. We've been seeing a real good bite start happening on the deep, clear lakes around the Grand Rapids area. We've been catching a lot of eater walleyes, in some in that 20 to mid 20s inch range, pulling leeches and crawlers. You don't have to venture too far from Grand Rapids to find a real good bite. A good morning bite, good evening bite on those deep clear lakes as those water temperatures get up into the upper 60s, and they'll start to get into the low 70s before the 4th here. Like I said, we're going to switch pages and focus on a little land management. I had Mutch's Forestry over here last night, and they tilled up my 2-acre food plot. Now, you don't need a 2-acre food plot to draw deer in. You know, 1/3 of an acre will work. But a big thing is when you work up those plots, get a soil sample done, bring it to your local feed store. They'll charge like 15 bucks to give you a soil sample, and then they'll tell you what your pH of your soil is and what you need to add to raise that pH of that soil. A big misconception with people when they don't get a soil test is you know, they seed their plot and they think, oh, we're going to add a whole bunch of fertilizer to it. Well, you can, but you're kind of wasting money adding that fertilizer to your soil if your pH isn't right. You have to have the correct pH for those plants to grow, for them to suck in that nutrients that you added to the soil. So once you raise that pH of that soil with lime, and that's the most important thing, is you add lime to it, then you can add fertilizer. But spend your money on lime and spend your money on that soil test and get it to the correct pH. I'm going to seed this with a lot of clover and some rape, and then I'm going to do this back corner here with turnips. And so I got my soil test done, and I'm going to raise this back corner, the pH. I'm going to raise it up a little bit into the 6s, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some lime right here. And I got the old shovel method, so I'm going to use my action packer here from Excel. It's nice and low. I can get the bags, cut them open, and scoop some lime around and add it to the soil, and then I can get my seed in the ground. So try and get those plots in. Now is a great time of year to do it. I know the fishing's good, but it's better to do it now than later in late July and early August when you don't know if we're going to get rain or not. So get them in. If you have any questions, get a hold of Mutch's Forestry Service right here in Grand Rapids. They're very knowledgeable. They got a decade of experience putting in food plots, doing land management, timber sales, herbicide application, you name it. If you have questions, get a hold of them. Get a hold of Jake or Randy or Amos. 218-245-0258. That's 218-245-0258. And if you have any questions, just give them a buzz and ask them about some food plots. They'll even do them for you. You know, you can have them scheduled to till, or like I said, herbicide, or even if you have any type of land management questions. So I'm going to load this line back up and start going to it. So get your soil samples done and start getting your plots in, and then you can get back into the fishing mode, because it sure has been good. So that's your tip for this week. Thanks for listening.